What's good, YouTube? This is Admin Umbra back for another viewer submission, and I am joined on this very special day by the one, the only Admin Shade.
What is going on, everybody? Today we have a battle against Crystal, aka our good streamer friend Frosted, and Chromie. Chromie, we don't know what your Twitch name is. We got your email, but you didn't mention it, so please shout yourself out down below in the comments, and we'll make sure that we recognize you for this amazing battle.
Shade, I am torn looking at this battle. On one hand, Frosted is my boy. He's got the Breloom. I love his team. But Chromie, I like this team, Chromie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm about to try to team out myself. It is a beautiful team. Just looking at it, you know, Jolteon's been the center of a lot of hype lately. Found himself in the RU tier. But another subscriber to Boo Hunter has also been showing me the light of Jolteon. I might pick myself up a Jolteon today. I'm very impressed by Chromie's team, Shade.
Yeah, I am too. And then also Frosted's team's not bad either. Like you said, he's got the Breloom. Both teams have the Dragonite, which is not bad. The Aegislash, which could be, I mean, usually Aegislashes go one way or the other as far as special and physical go. There's the beautiful Pinsir, which hopefully Frost is taking something away from your beautiful videos and has that Iron Defense set.
Oh, I hope so. I hope there's Iron Defense on that Pinsir.
But then there's, of course, the Heatran, which is not bad. Usually run Air Balloon and stuff like that on it. And then there's the Defogging, beautiful Mandibuzz. So Frosted has a really interesting team as well.
Yeah, looking at Chromie's team, I'm really hoping that they're running a support Dragonite with that Defog. They could also, I suppose, have Rapid Spin on Tentacruel. They've got, obviously, hazards in the way of T-Tar and a spin blocker in the way of Trevenant. Just a very balanced team, very up my alley with 4 bulk and 2 light sweepers. I just really enjoy this team. In terms of leads, I really would predict... Well, I think from Frosted, Breloom's obvious. A lot of people lead with Breloom, especially if it's a Scarf variant. He could lead with Mandibuzz, but I'm predicting Breloom, which makes me wonder if Chromie will lead with... Trevenant or even Jolteon, because I know that Scarf Breloom barely outspeeds Greninja. I'm not sure it actually lands the outspeed on Jolteon. So if that's the case, Jolteon can always Volt Switch into Trevenant to see what Breloom wants to lock itself into. But I'm ready to get this battle started. What about you, Shade?
I am ready. Let's get it poppin'. Everyone, thank you so much for all of your support thus far. Make sure you please check out our stream. We're going to come out with a couple new videos talking about what's going on with our stream and our YouTube channel. So thank you for all of your support.
Why is every Tyranitar by law named Godzilla?
I don't know. I feel like it is a law. You got to do it. It's just so obvious. Okay,
this is going to be an important turn. With the switch, and by setting up the sand, we guarantee Breloom's going to take damage. We're going to see what type of Breloom this is. Go straight for the Force Palm. An excellent switch into Trevenant by Chromie. Let's see. We see there is no Poison Heal from Breloom. And the switch by Frosted makes us think it's probably Scarfed. Could be bluffing, but probably Scarf Technician, since they also showed us the Force Palm. Out comes Heatran to try and deal with this Trevenant now.
Which isn't a bad switch, too, because, I mean, you're obviously dealing with the Will-O-Wisp threat because you have the Flash Fire, all that good stuff, so... Yeah,
excellent play by Chromie. Excellent play by Chromie, switching into Tyranitar, knowing that Breloom was probably Scarfed. And then Frosted comes back again with an excellent double switch as well, going in the Breloom. Very excellent plays on both sides right now. Breloom, obviously, a huge threat to this Tyranitar. Tyranitar cannot connect with the Stone Edge, but wouldn't have done much to Breloom anyway. Let's see. Ooh, Frosted taking initiative, going for a double switch, probably predicting Tyranitar to be scared out.
Yeah, and it looks like it was exactly right. Interesting switch to the Aegislash. Ooh, but then the Victini comes out, and it looks like Chromie actually predicted the Aegislash to come out, which was really interesting.
And very possible. This isn't exactly the best matchup. King Shield makes a lot of sense. Scout, special, and physical. But very interesting. Actually carries the Will-O-Wisp. So this brings the question, are they Scarfed or banded with Will-O-Wisp? Very interesting play. Worked out there tremendously. I really like that Will-O-Wisp Victini. I think that's very surprising. Now Chromie's going to go ahead and switch out. Go into Tentacruel, obviously very specially defensive. With a burn in its special bulk, Aegislash probably cannot touch it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see here it doesn't do nearly as much damage, probably as he's thinking. But this Aegislash is burned, and Aegislash does not like being burned. So this thing is not going to do a whole lot of damage, unfortunately. So the Aegislash has no other choice but to get out. Does not want to take a Scald or anything like that. So the Heatran comes back out, which is not a terrible switch. And I was actually surprised here. I did not understand the possible bulk of Heatran, but it actually takes the Scald pretty well.
Yeah, especially defensive set can endure a lot of punishment. Him switching into a Tentacool like this and the leftovers really imply he is especially defensive. We could probably see hazards, maybe War, Toxic in a singular attack if I were to guess. He doesn't have much to touch Tentacool with, but he does. Yep, Frosted does show the Roar. Obviously, Frosted has no hazards up yet, so just trying to get Tentacool out. And then the Godzilla comes in. If Heatran only has Lava Plume, this is not an ideal matchup for Frosted whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if Godzilla here has the Earthquake, that could be very problematic.
Right, because we don't see any Air Balloon. And let's see, so knowing a free turn, I'm guessing Chromie goes ahead and goes for the rocks. That is the exact opposite situation Frosted wanted to be in. Chromie's taking the very aggressive play right now. I know Frosted has a shiny Aegislash that's physical, so I'm really hoping this is a special variant, in which case he does barely survive. If he's a special variant Flash Cannon, especially with a weakness policy, Flash Cannon can probably remove this Tyranitar from the field, which would be an absolutely huge play. He is mixed apparently. We saw the Shadow Ball earlier, so with the burn and +2, we're only at neutral, not enough to take out Tyranitar.
Yeah, still not a bad play though. I mean, getting some damage off. At that point, Aegislash is burned. No Lumberry. You know, it wasn't going to do that much work really to Chromie's team. So I don't mind him foddering it off there. It got a good chunk of damage off on this Tyranitar.
Interesting. Out comes the Pinsir. We see Mold Breaker, not Moxie, so since nothing would levitate, we can predict a Mega Evolution and probably an Earthquake. I'm not sure Tentacool was the smart switch unless we're trying to fodder it, because Earthquake is without a doubt coming this way. Yep, goes for the Earthquake. As much as I love Iron Defense Pinsir, I will say the offensive variant with Earthquake is just an absolute monster to contend with. But one thing I like about this battle is it really shows how well that Jolteon actually counters. I'm not going to say counters, but checks Mega Pinsir. Obviously outspeeds, resists Quick Attack. Ladies and gentlemen, Jolteon is a very viable threat in OU. Breloom comes back out, predicting perhaps a Volt Switch. Again, Chromie now has excellent initiative in this situation.
Absolutely. To back up just a little bit, I was really wondering why Chromie would send in the Tentacruel, but actually we didn't see the rest of its set other than Scald, I think. So I'm trying to think maybe if that thing had Toxic. I don't really know, but here you see the Victini come out against the Breloom, which is not a bad... It actually has U-turn, so at this point, we're guessing this thing has to be Scarfed. At least I think so.
Which is just fantastic. You're Scarfed with Will-O-Wisp. That is absolutely phenomenal. Chromie, please leave some of your sets in the description. I absolutely adore this team. I think I might actually try to adopt a version of this team myself, but please leave some of your sets in the comments because I love your creativity. Excellent play locking Breloom in the Rock Tomb. He knows he has to stay in because rocks are up and Frosted's at such low HP. He knows he'll lose this Breloom to rocks. Keep in mind we do have a Mandibuzz, so we might be able to get rid of the rocks later. And I'd love to see what kind of Trevenant set this was. In our first watching of the battle, I don't think we were able to discover if this was a natural cure variant. Well, it's got the leftovers, so assumedly it is. It's not wanting... Oh, no, it has Harvest.
Yeah, it's a Citrus Berry, which is...
Oh, my mistake. Then
the Mandibuzz does come out, which is actually not a bad switch at all, especially because it does have the Defog, and I actually think it's a really good switch, seeing as how this thing could have knockoff, could have foul play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Does go for the Leech Seed. Now we would predict Chromie to switch out. I'm not confident that Frosted will actually stay in with this Mandibuzz either. He could have U-turn on it. I know I won U-turn on some of my Mandibuzz sets, but let's see what happens on this turn.
Yeah, again, that residual damage off with the Leech Seed is very nice. And then the Mandibuzz does go for the knockoff, which is not bad at all. Get that Citrus Berry out of here. This thing's not going to be gaining any health back. But then there's actually the Hacks.
Ooh,
and
yes.
The Will-O-Wisp miss really hurts there.
Knockoff, not a bad strategy to deal with Harvest Trevenant because it will consistently be doing very high damage. Let's see. So we're still in here. A little bit of a mini stall going on at this point. Trevenant does come out. What are we going to go into? Going into Tyranitar, going to get that turn of Leech Seed, assuming Mandibuzz stayed in. Let's see. And does go for foul play. Tyranitar is weakened, but it is resisted. Will it be enough? Not even close.
Not
if Mandibuzz
nearly.
has the U-turn it might actually be able to take this thing out since it is not burned.
And
Although
it's
probably
actually not a bad play at all, because when you think about it, if Manabuzz wants to stay in here, I think we saw earlier that Godzilla has the Stone Edge, and obviously he's free here to scare this thing out and possibly go for more rocks. So it really just depends on if he was able to predict that. And actually the Stone Edge is here, so still a good play, very good play. The Heatran did come out, and that Stone Edge did a little bit, probably too much damage than what Frosted really wanted to deal with.
And he doesn't have much to hit this thing with at all, so it just goes for a Toxic. Seeing no Heal Beller, unless Chromie is wanting the very uncommon Heal Bell Dragonite, so Toxic probably was Frosted's safest play there. Although now he has the very easy switch into Pinsir to easily threaten out this Tyranitar. I don't agree with going for the return there on Frosted's part. Nothing with Levitate. There is the Dragonite that could have switched in, but letting this thing get Stealth Rocks up again was a tremendous cost. I think really Earthquake would have been our best option. But the Tyranitar is going to go down to Toxic, but now Rocks are up. And because we have a Jolteon, which very, very easily threatens out Mega Pinsir, this puts Frosted in a very, very bad position. Rocks are up. Pinsir has to switch out, but Rocks are still up. So now we have to try and go get a Defog. And going directly into a weakened Mandibuzz, we could probably live one attack, maybe, but switching it in like that means it's gone, and Pinsir now is guaranteed to take rock damage. So very, very excellent play from Chromie. I love the offensive pressure that Jolteon puts on Mega Pinsir. You've converted me into wanting to use Jolteon.
And here the Dragonite switches in, which is actually kind of precarious because it does break its multi-scale with
Right,
these rocks. And then
by
this
law-
Jolteon, Hidden Power
by
Ice.
law.
There it is.
By law, if you're a Jolteon, they don't let you into the country unless you have Hidden Power Ice. It's a fact. It's a fact. Dragonite is out of here, and I'm gonna use a Jolteon as soon as this video is over. I'm just getting so excited. Pinsir comes in, and this is the best thing about Jolteon and Mega Pinsir. We resist the quick attack, so obviously you're gonna do virtually nothing to Jolteon. Jolteon is a piece of paper, but it eats that up. Goes for Thunderbolt. This thing is a bug zapper. Pinsir was out of it.
Very nice play. Very good game just in general. I had a really fun time commentating this battle. Really, that Jolteon. Can we talk about that for a second? Why are you in RU? Explain yourself.
I'm converted. Chromie, please leave as many of your sets as you're comfortable with. I want to give you absolute props for this team. I really, really enjoy it. It looks like a team that fits my playstyle very well. I'm certainly going to try and adapt some of your sets because I just found them really interesting. But leave your sets in the comments if you're comfortable. But thank you so much for submitting this. And Frosted, you know you're my boy. It is always a pleasure to see you in the HQ. Good hard-fought battle. Loved your team as well. Love interacting with you. Thank you again for all the support you've given us, Frosted. But an absolute pleasure from both of you to have you here in the Rock HQ. Pleasure as always.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job, everyone, all around. Chromie, very nice creativity with your team, especially for props for using stuff that's not just an OU. Frosted, you do have some pokes that are really interesting. A lot of them are OU, but I just have to give props to Chromie because I think it's pretty much all this team except Dragonite and Tyranitar. That's all UU stuff, I'm pretty sure. And RU, obviously, with the Jolteon. So very good game all around. Very nice. I really appreciate seeing that kind of creativity. But yeah, very well played all around.
I'm about to use Jolteon today. Good lord.
Right now.
Jolteon's powerful. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for this viewer submission. Don't forget, this can be you. Send us your battles. Send us your art. We are all about giving you credit here at Rock HQ. This is Admin Umbra and Admin Shade signing off.